All right, guys, first NFL game is in the books. We had a little upset action last night, so I'm here to get you up to speed on what their football cards did. Primarily, their rookie card markets did on eBay, some other marketplaces after the game last night from the performances, and I'll talk about some other takeaways that I had about some players in this game last night. So let's dig in. So I think this game gave football fans the first big surprise of the 2023 season. You know, Travis Kelce didn't play in this game, and as a result, Patrick Mahomes was forced to spread the ball around to 11 different pass catchers, completing 21 of 39 passes for 226 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also added nice 45 yards with his legs on 6 rushes, but he couldn't win the game alone, and his receivers had a lot of drops, including 3 drops from Kadarius Toney. However, Rashee Rice did catch the ball last night, and he did manage to score a touchdown even. And you can see his Illuminance rookie on-card Blue Ink auto going for $100 in a well-timed auction last night. And as you can see from an auction just the day before on September 6th, that same exact card went for $57. An auction on September 3rd, that card went for $78. And another one on the 3rd for $89. So you had a nice little 10 to 15% increase in that card. You also have cards like his Panini Instant rookie card going up quite a bit more. In fact, this was my card that I sold last night during the game. This was a card that I bought in a lot. I bought 3 of them at the end of July for $5.95 each in a lot, and then turn around and listed one at a time. Only listed one last night on eBay, sold it for $19.95 using PWE. That's almost a 4x markup from where I bought it. Now, I've been beating the drum for a while to sell Kadarius Toney anytime that you could take profit in his cards, and it's probably going to lead to a dip in his market, so now you're likely stuck holding or buying more to bring your average per card investment down. He is electric in the open field, but he is a knucklehead, whether it's injuries, whether it's not studying the playbook. Guys, you have to realize he didn't really do a whole lot in college. He went into the Senior Bowl with other wide receivers in college teaching him how to run routes. He didn't even know how to run routes before getting drafted in the NFL. The Giants way overdrafted him, and now the Chiefs have him as a stash gadget player. The drops last night surely aren't going to help him. Looking at the Lions offense, Jared Goff connected with Amon-Ra St. Brown for the game's first touchdown, but it took until halfway through the 4th quarter for the offense to get back on the board. You could definitely tell there's a little bit of nerves, maybe settling in for Jared Goff in this game. He would end up leading a 75-yard touchdown drive on the back of 51 Josh Reynolds receiving yards and a David Montgomery rushing touchdown to give the Lions a 4th quarter lead, and that ended up being enough as the Chiefs offense could not get back on track. However, this has not really led to a big spike in Jared Goff's prices. Now, it is a nice win. It is going to, pile on the slow accumulation, slow appreciation of Jared Goff prices. But what we're seeing in the market is just volume being sold for Jared Goff. Now, there was a spike in buy it now transactions, 100% a spike. As you can see, we're still on this morning's buy it now sold. There's a lot of buy it now transactions going down, including an immaculate Jared Goff sick dual 3-color patch auto out of 49. That the seller took a discounted offer down to $325. And if you go back the day before, 1 out of 49 sold for $261. Patch is definitely not as nice, and neither is the autograph or the photo there. And that was an auction that ended last night during the game. If you go back to August 27th, you have a very similar card to the one we just saw. That actually went for higher, $305 in auction to August 27th. And that kind of reinforces how I felt about the game, because you can go back to June 23rd, you can see that same card sold in auction for $217.50. So that person was able to flip it in the matter of 2 months roughly for a nice little profit to $305. So as you can see, the prices aren't spiking upward for Jared Goff. It's going to be more of a slow appreciation, a slow accumulation, which ultimately, if he can lead the Lions to a 3-0 start here, that's when we start to see some significant price increases, because we've already seen, 15 to 30% price increase over the course of training camp in this offseason. Now, if we look at the market of Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm going to go ahead and estimate about the same thing. Yes, we saw a spike in sold volume, but we didn't necessarily see a spike in the average resale price of these cards compared to what they've been selling for over the past course of the training camp and off-season hype cycle. For example, you have this Mosaic Rookie Scripts, Rookie Auto PSA 10, listed for $190, best offer accepted, discounted down to $150, but that same card at June 23rd sold for $155. A similar card sold August 25th for $153. So what we're seeing is the volume increase, which is a precursor to the prices going up, but last night's performance was simply average, not extraordinary. The same thing can be found for David Montgomery. A perfect example is this Spectra out of 25 dual color patch rookie auto here, which ultimately closed at $23.50. Now, real quick, before we get into who I think spiked the most in average resale value from this game, which, believe it or not, may be a defensive player, my name is Andy. Welcome to the Football Card Quest. If you're new here and you want to learn how to make laser-focused football card investments, sell football cards effectively, and how to parlay your fantasy knowledge with the football card market, definitely want to make sure you're subscribed, but also check out all the premium content we've got through our membership, including the Keep 'em web app, including the Discord server, including the bonus content, and the giveaways and everything else that we do over there. Check it out in the description below, or patreon.com/footballcards. Or if you just want to get access to the bonus videos, that can be had right here on YouTube memberships. So check it out in the description below. Now back to the action. Two of the most impressive players that I saw last night were actually on the Detroit Lions defense. Now I will say, quickly before I talk about the Lions defense, Trent McDuffie on the Chiefs defense was all over the place. He looked great, made some plays last night. But Aiden Hutchinson, although he didn't record a sack, he got a lot of QB pressures. He was up in Mahomes' face all night, causing him to make some of the decisions that he did. So sure, you can see the volume sales on his base Prism Black here from Chronicles. Going to go for a little bit lower than what his Prisms are from the main regular set. His Mosaic Silvers, these are being purchased in buy it nows. Even an Elite out of 97 there. But this morning already, we do have some more impressive transactions, like this Optic Orange Rookie Ticket Auto out of 50 for 90. Silver Prism from the base set for 10. There's so much sold volume for Aiden Hutchinson in the hundreds between last night and this morning that you really have to kind of refine your search. Here's a blue Rookie Ticket Auto out of 99, sold for auction yesterday for 74. But I'm not sure exact the time, because here's a buy it now that also sold for 100 yesterday as well. All right, so here are two ticket stub variations out of 97. Pretty cool serial numbering to match his jersey there. One for 59, one for 55. Both buy it nows. September 6th. Fast forward to an auction that ended last night for 71. That's a nice little 15% increase there in the value of that card. Overall, it seems that with the hype that he had coming into the season, this is more or less just a massive volume spike here, which, of course, as we know, is a precursor to average resale values going up on some of those cards, especially those more rare cards. It's possible one of those could hit the market and go for a much higher price, especially next week game now. You know, the hype continues to accumulate and appreciate for these guys as they win games and make plays. Now, the rookie defensive spotlight has got to go to Brian Branch, who made a significant impact by returning a Kadarius Toney drop for a touchdown. Branch was also targeted 3 times in coverage and allowed only 1 reception for 3 yards, allowing an NFL passer rating of 2.8 on throws into his coverage. He also added 3 tackles and 2 defensive stops. So this is where you have a situation where he is a rookie, he does have that draft capital, and he has a very limited supply of sports cards. So you can see, for example, his Donruss Elite Turn of the Century Auto out of 99 here, selling for $45 in a buy it now. Another one for $45. So in fact, you could go back to September 6th, 2 days ago, and find a Luminance Year 1 Rookie Auto here, Brian Branch, that closed an auction for $13. And then last night, you had to buy it now that went for 20. In fact, there were some auctions going back September 3rd. You could have got that card for 10. All of the Lions' other rookies all played part-time roles, including Jahmyr Gibbs. He did look electric with the ball in his hands, and he even got like overly excited on one play early on where he would have had a touchdown run, but he tripped over his own feet. But he did end up averaging 6 yards per carry on 7 attempts while adding 2 receptions for 18 yards. And once again, seeing a pretty significant buy it now sold spike of his cards on eBay from last night and today. A lot of these selling for full price of what they're being asked for. Redemptions, which are quite risky. Even if you look at an All-American Leaf Metal Valiant here out of $45 September 7th. That's very impressive. So here's a blue ink on-card Luminance Year 1 rookie auto. This one sold for $185 last night. That is up from auctions earlier that day. Here's a fixed sale price of $99. Here's an auction earlier for $127.50. If you go back to even earlier yesterday, that's $80. So that person had a full double up. If we go back to September 6th, here's another auction that ended at $112.50. So once again, that really illustrates the price spike that you see in some of Jahmyr Gibbs' cards last night. In fact, if you go back to September 1st, the same thing could be discovered for Jahmyr Gibbs' instance. There were instances that were selling for $7.50. August 11th, $8.88. August 5th, $1.80. $4.99. To last night with one in a no-name grading company slab. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. They all come in good condition because they're print on demand from Panini. Sold for $35 and buy it now last night. Here's a raw one though, sold for $15. I think if you had one listed like mine for Rashee Rice, you would have made the same $19.95. Those are just very easy, high upside flips. Remember that for next year whenever those Panini instants come out. Rookie tight end Sam Laporta played 75% of the team's pass snaps and totaled 5 receptions on 5 targets for 39 yards. This was actually very eye-opening. It gets me very excited about Sam Laporta's future with the Detroit Lions. Looks like he's going to be pretty heavily involved in that passing game. And as a response, I'm seeing some pretty impressive transactions like this Donruss Elite Green out of 87 sold for $17.50. There's his Luminance, not a year 1, but it does have that Lions logo. It is numbered out of 350 with a rookie auto for $30. His Luminance Green was listed for $120, sold for $105. That was today, Friday, September 8th. Whew, compare that to this steal of an auction someone got that included a Sam Laporta Green and a Jahmyr Gibbs red ink in total for $212 on September 2nd. That person is looking at clear and easy double ups, if not more, on those cards. Here's a red ink that closed an auction on September 2nd for $56. Compare that to a red ink that ended yesterday in auction for $75. A blue ink that closed an auction on September 4th for $46.51. His College Immaculate out of 49 sold for $89. So once again, look at all of these buy it now sold transactions. Even his instance got up to $10.50 last night with the PWE compared to instance you could have got September 1st for $3.50. August 28th in a BGS 9.5 slab for $4.99. So ultimately there you have it. It was a well-fought win by the Detroit Lions. Patrick Mahomes still looked like the best player on that field. You had some defensive standouts for the Lions, but overall it was just a solid, good first week performance for the Lions to get going, get a big win on the road. I think this is more for their team. I think that they could accumulate and appreciate more in value, especially if you look at their upcoming schedule. If they are to put together some more wins like this early in the season, that would be fantastic for Goff and those guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace.